We are rapidly approaching the release of Fallout Collector, and as I return from MagicCon Chicago, I have a ton of thoughts on the next Commander release, but there's one big question on my mind that I can't seem to shake. We've seen the crazy presale numbers, we've seen the hype around this release, but I wanted to sit back, calm down a bit, and ask the hard-hitting question: is the success of Fallout Commander, and yes, other Universes Beyond sets, actually good for Magic the Gathering? Like Universes Beyond or absolutely despise it, it is hard to argue against the success of these Magic the Gathering products, and Fallout seems to be no exception. I often thought that Doctor Who would be the point where we didn't see success, where there can't be that many fans looking to buy this product, but lo and behold, it turned out to be one of the more successful products in 2023, and Fallout, for everything that it's worth, has essentially doubled up the Doctor Who pre-release and sold more boxes already than all of Doctor Who since its release. Yes, that's right, Fallout pre-release numbers have surpassed all of Doctor Who sales on TCG Player. Now, if you want to check this out, you can visit cardboardfinance.com. It's a website where we vault all of the sales through TCG Player to track the history of Magic products, and it's supported by channel members here. If you want to help support that project, it's $5. Click the link below. But this just goes to show that Commander products of all shapes and sizes do seem to be wildly successful, especially when they come with a product that hits an affordable price range, or what Magic the Gathering fans like you and I deem to be an affordable price range. Now, I'm not here to argue the cost of a booster box. I'll have people in the comment section saying booster box should be $70, and I'll have people saying booster box should be $250. There is a whole realm of thought behind this, but every Commander product comes with a set of 4 decks that we can generally get our hands on and have a Magic the Gathering play experience, and a ton of singles to stuff into those and other Commander decks for a fairly affordable price, roughly $50 per deck. Now, I do have to make a slight correction here. Let me know in the comments if you caught this in previous videos. I thought every product or every card that was available in the set would be in the Commander products. I actually think there's a subset of like 30 or so reprinted cards that aren't available in the Commander decks. In my opinion, this is a fail, especially because the collector products are super rare and seemingly very limited. We'll get into that in another video. Make sure you stay subscribed for things like that. But this product is still selling, despite what I think of this subset of cards, despite what you and I think of the price of the product. There have been tons and tons of Commander decks sold, so many in fact that it is by far the most successful product of 2024. The Commander deck set has sold more than any other box so far this year, and it's doing Magic the Gathering a pretty good service. I have to admit, as someone who, let's just say, hasn't always been in love with the Universes Beyond model, it's really growing on me in the sense that it is helping to grow our game. Whether it's fan service to people who have played Magic the Gathering currently or once before and bringing them back into the fold, or getting outside eyes on our game. There's some skepticism out there that people who like Fallout but have never played Magic aren't going to come in on this set, and yes, for the most part that might be true, but you are going to get some people. You cannot tell me a world, if you leave this comment, I think I'm already out on the thought where it's like nobody, and I mean 0 people who have ever played Fallout and never played Magic will come into Magic because of this. That number just cannot be 0. I cannot live in that reality. I don't believe that of the millions and millions of people that will be exposed to this product, that number will be 0. That doesn't make sense to me, but I digress. Universes Beyond has done a great job at expanding the idea of being a Magic the Gathering player, Magic the Gathering collector, or what have you. So for its purpose in that sense, it's very good, and that leads to the concept that Lord of the Rings, Fallout, Doctor Who, these could go down in history, and maybe not Doctor Who, it's a little less popular, but they could go down in history as some of the most popular Magic the Gathering products of all time. And ingrained Magic fans like myself, and maybe even you out there, are going to look at these products and say, they're not even Magic products, it's a Fallout product, get this out of my Magic the Gathering. Again, it just brings us back to this whole Universes Beyond existing debate. But while these products are selling hundreds of thousands of boxes and getting tons of eyes on our game, it was MagicCon Chicago that kind of opened my eyes to this, and I wanted to ask the question, are Universes Beyond products like this, and especially Fallout, actually good for our game? And this idea, this stemmed from the concept of when we're at the event, it seemed like everything came to a head with the spoilers and discussion about the Fallout Commander product. And this is partially because, hey, it's no surprise. Commander is by and far the most popular way to play our game. MagicCon Chicago boasted roughly 15,000 people, and I could bet almost everybody in that room has played a game of Commander. A little side story, I actually lost a Commander deck. I built a Commander deck, I played it once, and I lost it at MagicCon Chicago. So that's been my Commander experience so far. If you have an interesting Commander experience like that below, or let me know in the comment section below, because right now, I think I might have one of the most interesting build a deck, play it once, lose the deck experiences. I digress. This is becoming a little bit of a story time, but this event really coming to a head around the Fallout release kind of perked my interest, and you saw this shift in the room of this online voice that Universes Beyond and everything is terrible and it's bad, and the whole room converged, and everybody from the internet to people in-house to people just following along spoilers on the couch with their families tuned in to check out these Fallout cards. And this is one of those moments where other releases, Modern Horizons 3, Outlaws at Thunder Junction, yes, even Bloomborough, or whatever it's going to be called, didn't have the same wide pulling effect that this Fallout release did. And while that is vastly popular, it is amazing, it is going a long way to grow our game. It's also going a long way to damage ingrained Magic fans like myself. Now, I have gotten over the Universes Beyond is, in my game and I hate it feelings, but that is not the community sentiment. If you don't like Universes Beyond, this is definitely something that keeps irritating you. And as Wizards of the Coast looks to pivot more into the Universes Beyond model, it's safe to say, if you don't like Universes Beyond, you're going to be kind of upset a lot more frequently in the future. And normally this would be okay, right? We bring more eyes in. Maybe some people that can't stand Universes Beyond find their way out or find their way away from it and just play Standard on Arena or just play Paper Standard, which actually was a ton of fun this weekend, whatever it might be. But there is some dissension in the direction of Magic the Gathering. And as people who don't like Universes Beyond, who aren't big fans of new Magic, decide like, hey, this isn't for me, or pull back a bit, we lose a whole sector of Magic the Gathering fan. We look at things like the Legacy event. We look at things like the old school or vintage Magic cards that were on sale at the event, and we are losing a consumer and customer base for that. And Wizards of the Coast has no incentive to care about that. But there is going to be a detrimental factor to losing people that care about the history of a game that's been around for 30 plus years at this point. You need to keep everybody happy in a sense, and that's been something that Magic's actually been pretty good at. If we look as far as trading card games go, Magic the Gathering's done a great job of keeping a lot of people entertained in a lot of different ways. You got Commander players, you got online players, you got Pioneer players, Modern players, collectors, evil product investors. Everyone's got something to gravitate to with Magic the Gathering. But Universes Beyond, being so popular, being something that is leaned into so hard by Wizards of the Coast, might have some diminishing returns down the road. And we actually have an example of this. If you've stuck around this long, this is probably the most fun example that I can come up with in comparison, Universes Beyond diminishing returns to what we are seeing right now in real life as far as diminishing returns goes. And that is, we see the comparison is how Wizards of the Coast has leaned into the Commander aspect of Magic the Gathering, the Commander side of Magic the Gathering, and by doing so has alienated so much of existing Magic the Gathering. And yes, it was good for short-term sales, but there are diminishing returns that we are seeing. Look no further than Murders at Karlov Manor. There's tons of fun Commander cards that you can play in Murders at Karlov Manor, and still to this day, because every product is a Commander product, and every product, satiates the rabid Commander audience, Murders at Karlov Manor had nowhere to go and kind of fell by the wayside. And there wasn't another side of this Magic the Gathering community, a Pioneer community, a Standard community, or Modern collectors or things like that to pick up that aspect of our game. So I do wonder, with the short-term success of Universes Beyond and Wizards of the Coast admitting things like, we're hemorrhaging money, we're doubling down on Universes Beyond, these licenses are expensive, is this going to be good for the long term of our game? And I do think it is. I still am of the belief that Universes Beyond can be extremely healthy for Magic the Gathering, but it has to happen in doses, and this is something Wizards of the Coast has shown us that they just cannot do. Commander is something that I believe is amazing for Magic the Gathering. It just can't be everything all the time. I believe Universes Beyond falls exactly in that track. It cannot be everything all the time, and while Fallout is incredible, we are already getting spoilers for Assassin's Creed, the next Universes Beyond set, and Wizards of the Coast is pushing those so hard because they are seeing the success of these other sets. Heck, Outlaws at Thunder Junction just seems to be kind of like an afterthought at this point, not to be confused with Aftermath, because yes, there's an Aftermath set in Outlaws at Thunder Junction in the standard set with a separate symbol that's standard legal, but also there's another set of subset cards that aren't standard legal. Outlaws of Thunder Junction is going to be a mess. We're going to talk about it here on the channel again. Finally, make sure you're subscribed. And if you've never shared a Hometown TCG video, click that share button. But that's my thought on the whole idea that Universes Beyond and Fallout might actually be good for our game, but I do think we need to do it in moderation, which is the part that scares me the most. If you think Wizards of the Coast is incapable of doing things in moderation, let me know in the comment section below. If you don't, if you think that Universes Beyond is going to be nothing but positive, I want to hear from you as well. We're racing to 8K. We're almost at 8K subscribers. You guys have been absolutely crushing the subscribe button. I appreciate you so much. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we will see you around. All right, goodbye.